Wow, this artwork is already really good. Can I improve that? Well, in today's video, you're going to find out if an artist with more than 15 years drawing, yes, that's me, can improve it. And not only that, I'm going to give to you the step-by-step in which you can improve your own artwork to create masterpieces. Let's get into that. I have taken note of 7 steps that if you follow in your own artwork, you are going to create a devastating wave of improvement. And I'm serious about that. And number 1 is setting big shadows in shapes. Once you're setting big shadows in shapes, you're able to collect the main data, the main information, not get distracted by simple little details. As example, the muscle bending into a certain direction or the clothing bending to another direction. No, that's not as important as having the full shape. Hey, I have this light right here. You see? Light right here. In my forehead. So my forehead is getting shadow, huge shape of shadow. Not thinking of my hair, of eyebrow, anything else, just pure shadow right here. That's a great example to help you understand even more that it's an easy walk in the parkway. But there is much more into that. I could go there and explain to you that once you truly understand those shadows, you are able to master once for all how three-dimensional your drawings look, how 3D, how professional they are. Once you truly understand, hey, this certain area is going to be bright. Hey, this whole certain area is going to be darker. By just understanding this very simple premise, you're able to create wonders. And that's exactly what we want. You being able to create something that you feel proud, happy, you can show to your friends and go like, yeah, that's a big win. Heck yeah, Mario, high five. Yeah, Mario, what? Well. Going to number 2, which is reflection for silhouette and contrast. Gabs, why are you talking about reflection already? Isn't reflection something that we talk about once we are much more ahead into a drawing? Well, technically, yes, you're right. But in this case, I believe it's the best to already go in at reflection. And the reason is very simple. The reason is that if you add reflection right now, you are able to separate the silhouette of the character from the whole background in the scene, reinforcing even more how it looks, how it should be giving us a certain emotion, how are we feeling when we look at this drawing. All of these factors are extremely important if we want to create an artwork that we are striving, that we are like, yes, look at this strong blue color that I'm adding. That's great, so people can understand, wow, that's where the character's head is going, that's the neck, that's the shoulder. Okay, that's not the background, that's the character. And it's on purpose to be added only in specific areas, so you create that devastating contrast that we talked before. Having an area with such amount of contrast, in this case using reflection, and in this case a strong color, can do wonders for you, can generate the right type of attention that you would like in your project. So why not go and use it? Go and try. Strong colors, saturated colors are there for you to make you and your artwork shine. Try it out and tell me in the comments how it's looking. Number 3. Occlusion Shadows. What are occlusion shadows, Gabs? A simple way to explain that to you is to just say, hey, light cannot touch there. Light truly cannot touch certain places. As example, look at me right now. Do you think light can touch right here? Like right here? I don't think light can get there. There's just no way light could get there. So what do? That's right. We pick a lot of black, or we pick a lot of purple. Strong saturated colors are good, as I explained in the last topic. But do we only make those areas darker? How do I choose which area is going to be darker? That's a nice question. That's indeed a nice question to do. And to reply to you in the best way possible, it is, please ask yourself, could light truly touch here? Could light truly go there and touch? Could not only light, but reflection of light go there and touch this area? Possibly not. So you go and add specific areas that are very dark. As example, below our jaws, or ears, nostrils, armpits, below titties, below chest. There are so many areas here, between my hands. There is a dark line between them because there's no way light can touch there. No way. No way it's happening, bro. No way. No way, in 10,000 words. So by adding occlusion shadow, you are able to tell everyone while they're looking at your artwork, wow, that area ultra dark. Wow, so realistic. The artist was thinking 10 years already ahead. The artist is a pro. Why? Because those type of strong shadows on those specific places add such contrast that naturally our brain thinks, wow, that's incredible. I love it. I like it. That's something that I want to maintain. That's something that I want to keep on looking at. I love this type of thing. Do you like this type of thing? I love when I go into the web and I find an artwork that I see that juicy, absolute juicy shadow. I go like, yeah, that artist understands. That artist understands the way happiness, your happiness, dopamine released. Now let's go into number 4, which is ambient fog. The best way for me to explain to you ambient fog is that while you make certain areas shine bright like a diamond, while you make certain areas receive such amount of attention, you're going to make other areas don't receive attention at all. You don't want anyone to pay attention to them. You want to hide them. You want like, no, get down. No, shh, stay down. That's the very best way to make it happen, because you want to create order. You want to create a storytelling, and that's why I call it ambient fog. You can have ambient fog by making certain areas of the body of your character, or maybe areas in the whole scene without so much contrast, without so much saturation, without so much details. All those 3, they're very important. And you can lower them down to saying, I don't want you looking here, okay? There's no reason for you to be looking here. Go and look somewhere else, like the character's face, which has a lot of details, contrast, saturated colors, or strong colors in general. You are naturally guiding by design where you want people to be looking at. This is great. This is excellent. If you're doing the steps that I'm telling you in this video, the chances of you creating an artwork by yourself that you feel proud and gets much more views, gets much more attention is pretty high. And as an artist, we do understand how important it is to get attention, you know? We enjoy cameras. We enjoy like, people comment my art is good. That's a win in life. Yeah. Yeah. But if you also want to create art only for yourself, that's also an incredible win. That's the ultimate giga-shed right there. Why? Because you're just doing it for enjoyment. And if you're going to follow these tips, you are going to make it something that you feel proud of yourself. You feel fulfilled and you are just chilling. I want you chilling. I don't want you nervous. I want you chilling with your artwork. I want you to feel that you're capable of drawing the ideas that you have. That's the magic of drawing. That's why we started, to be able to make our dreams become reality. And I know we are in this together. Next one. Swan. Number 5, secondary reflection. Why am I adding a secondary reflection? Well, once I heard a certain artist, which is very family-friendly content, he was talking about how the more sources of light you have, the easier it is to create. At first, I thought he was insane. I thought he was nuts. Like, how do you think it's easier when you are adding even more information from here and more information from this other side and this other side and this and that, and wow, it's a full sandwich. How can I do this? Well, with this artist, I understood. By following him, I was able to understand. And what he meant by that was something that I'm never ever going to forget, and I'm going to tell to you right now, which is why I'm adding a second reflection. The more sources of light that I have, the easier it is to understand, oh, here you can see certain format of anatomy. Here you can see details. Here you can see the silhouette. Here you can create more attention. Here you can create a little bit less attention. That's why I'm adding a secondary light source. It was on purpose to reinforce even more the silhouette of the character that I have here. And that's magical. If you want to make your art pop just like game art, that's the way to go. And I love it. I love it. Why not add it? Why not let yourself be free and try different ways? Try another reflection here or another source of light here, and you're gonna be astonished by what you can create. I love this. Let yourself be open into creating new stuff, because the more you are open into creating new stuff, the more you can do progress, the more you can evolve, just like a Pokemon. You can evolve, but don't. Number 6, highlights. I deeply believe that I could have added highlights much sooner in this process, but I made sure to separate it to close to the final ones because people don't understand it clearly. And only after I did all of the shadows, all of the reflections, I was able to add the gorgeous highlight. And it makes much easier for you to understand why I made it only close to the end. The reason is very simple and clear. You are able to create something incredible not only by adding shadows, gradient in your shadows, occlusion shadows, reflections coming from different areas, but if you add a highlight, a strong main source of light, you are done. In the good way. You are done. You have created the ultimate masterpiece. Congratulations. You did it. And have you done it by accident? No. Creating a strong source of light, a strong source that, let's say, that even removes saturation. In this specific case, I removed a bit of the saturation, shows exactly which area of each muscle, each body part, each piece of clothing should receive the most attention. Once you understand that, as example, this bottle of water, there is a huge, wow, we can see 2 main lights. One light right here, and one light right here. Once we understand, wow, there's this one, there's the main source of light. This one is the this one is the strongest one. This is the strongest one. This one is not so as strong, but it's also strong. That's what we want to create. And also the same here in this part that is a little bit more plastic. There is source of light right here, there's source of light, there's highlight touching right there. I want you to understand that highlights are going to appear different into different parts of the body, of the anatomy, of the clothing, of the objects, of the metal, whatever it is that you're drawing. It's going to be different. And what do I mean by that? Keep on adding them. Thinking, be very logical when trying to add them. Think, which area here would receive the highest amount of light? That's why it's called highlight. Highest amount of light that you can think of. Which area here from all of them that is receiving light? Which one is like the cherry at the top of the cake? It's going to receive an insane amount of light. And just by doing this small change in your artwork, you got this. You got an incredible light. And I want you to be able to create that incredible light. And you're like, yes, I'm the one. I am the one that can do this. This is amazing. But now let's go into number 7, which it's not the least important. It's the one that I wanted to tell you, hey, start by this one. Start learning in your art journey by this one, because I wish I learned this faster, which is effects. Curves 2 for color variation and the amazing effect of using your brush into the saturated mode. Let's start by Curves 2. With Curves 2, it's going to be much easier for you to add colors. Not only colors, but colors that pop, colors that do the job for you in a fast way, in an easy way. And that's what you should want to try. Curves 2 is on Medibang, it's on Krita if I believe, it's on Clip Studio, it's on Photoshop, it's pretty much on all the drawing programs that most of you use. So why not give it a try? Those tools, those magical curves, when you are changing them to go up, to go down, when you are changing the channel R, the channel B for blue, the channel G for green. When you're changing those, you're reinforcing more of reds, less of reds, more of greens, less of greens, more of blues, less of blues. And of course, the opposite that the computer understands for each one of those. And by doing that, you save so much time. I mean that, like, use it, please. I cannot imagine myself without using Curves 2. I am not exaggerating, I use this on every single drawing. Whenever I'm feeling lost, whenever I feel that my colors do not pop, I just remember that there's something called complementary scheme in color theory, and I start doing opposite tones, like oranges with blues, or reds with some greens, and I see something blow my mind, and I love what I see. So, if this helped you, why not try out? And why not, if you love it so much, this class, link in the description to try out my art course, or if you love it so much, my way of teaching, a mentorship with me. You have all of my support that I can give. All the love, all the peace. And I'll be seeing you in the next one. See you! Wow.